What is up, guys? In today's video, I'm going to be talking about what I think is the most underrated weapon in Fortnite Season 4, and that is going to be the Precision SMG. As always, if you guys do enjoy this video, find it helpful, informative, or interesting, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you like to see more, comment down below what you think of the Precision SMG, and if you guys would like to use my code in the shop when getting anything, it is EvolveJake, and it is underneath the webcam at all times. So, the Precision SMG has been around for pretty much all of Chapter 6, aside from the Star Wars season. And it has always been really solid. Like, it's never been terrible, but it was just always overshadowed by other weapons. In Season 1 and 2, we had, like, the Hollow Twister AR, the Striker Burst in Season 2. And then last season, we had the Spire AR. I couldn't remember the name. Last season, we had the Spire AR, which is incredible. So it was always good, but just taking a back seat. Currently, it is the only hit scan red dot weapon in the loot pool, which is a very valuable trait to have. I know a lot of players don't like dealing with and managing bloom, so the fact that it's a red dot weapon, your shots are just going to go exactly where you aim, no matter what, makes it work. That's like a, very solid strength that it has. And its other main strengths are going to be that it has incredibly low recoil, and it also has a very fast fire rate. But it also comes with a few weaknesses. And this is kind of why it's never been the de facto choice or like the meta weapon in Chapter 6. Its main weaknesses are going to be its damage is really not the greatest. It hits really weak, but this can kind of be made up for with its fire rate. Your DPS, or how much damage you're doing to an enemy, is your damage per shot combined with your fire rate. So it's weak, but it shoots fast, so those kind of balance each other out a bit. Its range also isn't great with it being an SMG, and its mag size is also low at only 21 shots. And that mag size, I think, it's been its biggest weakness for all of Chapter 6. Last season, it was also the only hit scan red dot AR or red dot weapon in the loot pool, but the fact that the Spire AR had a 50 round magazine made the low magazine of the Precision SMG feel even worse than it normally would. Like, 50 is over double of 21, while the Spire AR is also hitting much harder. This season, though, the mag size disparity isn't as drastic between it and the other weapons that would be filling kind of a similar role. The OXR rifle has 21 rounds as well, so they're equal there. And then the Fury AR has 28 rounds. Like, obviously, both the ARs have much more damage per mag than the SMG, despite having a similar mag size, but just that difference doesn't feel as bad this season as it did last, because with all of these weapons, you're going to be reloading a lot, and it's going to be something that you're going to need to worry about. The fact that the OXR and the Fury are bloom weapons, while they might have, more damage per mag, not every player is going to be getting as much damage out of the mag because they're not as good or not as used to managing bloom. So I think the Precision SMG definitely has a lot more going for it this season, or it like stacks up better against some of these other weapons in the loot pool than it did in past seasons. Another thing that helps it in Season 4 is going to be that there is a boon that will improve the mag size of your weapon. With the Precision SMG, this brings you up to 26 rounds, which is still nothing incredible. Like, that's still lower than average for what you would want. But any improvement you can get to the mag size for this weapon is going to be a good thing. So it's, not the largest benefit of all time, but it's definitely something that is going to make you feel better when you are using the Precision SMG. And you can find this boon just from looting. Like, you can just randomly get it from chests. But you can also purchase it at the vending machines around the map for 600 gold. I believe you need to do some OXR expertise quests to be able to unlock the ability to purchase it from the vending machines. But if you do, you can get it every game. And 600 gold sounds like a good amount, but with how the game plays this season and how few things there are to spend gold on, I feel like it's not that big of a deal. And even if it is to you, there is a lot of gold inside the bunkers that open up once you're able, or that you're able to open up once you reach A tier. And speaking of those bunkers, this season also currently has an exotic version of the Precision SMG that you can find in these weapon bunkers. And this exotic just has better base stats than the legendary. So it has more damage, I think +1 damage, and a faster reload speed than the legendary. But it will also mark enemies whenever you shoot at them, which is one of the better exotic effects that we've had in Fortnite. If you guys remember the Shadow Tracker pistol, that's the effect it has. And it was always enjoyable weapon to play with because of that effect, and this SMG gives you that effect while having a red dot hit scan weapon with a really fast fire rate. Being able to mark enemies is great whenever they are trying to escape from you. In team game modes, just letting your teammates know, automatically which player you shot or exactly where the enemies are, I think is really valuable. Whenever there's somebody in a bush, if you're able to hit them at all, it makes the rest of that fight much easier. Just getting legal wall hacks whenever you shoot somebody is a nice benefit to have, on top of the fact that it just has better base stats, as I said. So the exotic is really good, and if you enjoy using the Precision SMG, you're definitely going to want to, try to go to the weapon bunkers and get this exotic. And while the magazine size on this weapon is low, the reload speed is actually incredibly fast, and that can somewhat help make up with it, especially depending on the fight. If you're just kind of sitting behind cover shooting at the opponent and y'all are somewhat trading shots, the reload speed being incredibly fast is going to really help you out, and it's going to make it to where that magazine downside really isn't that big of a deal. So that is good, but the time where I'm really going to notice the mag size being detrimental is going to be whenever I'm fighting enemies that are inside of vehicles. Like, having to destroy a vehicle completely with the Precision SMG is a struggle sometimes, especially if they're using the new helicopter. But fortunately, there are less cars on the map now, because that was reduced. When the roly-polies got added, they reduced the amount of cars on the map. And so this isn't a problem you're going to be having to deal with as much as you were earlier on in the season. And then the roly-polies you can still easily shoot people out of with the Precision SMG, which is good. And then another time where I feel like I really noticed the mag size problem of this weapon is going to be if an enemy is using mobility to escape from me. Like, if they're shockwaving away, if I have to stop to reload and then reacquire target, that my time to shoot at them may has passed. If somebody's using mobility to get away from you, you have very small windows of time to deal damage on them. And if you have them incredibly weak, you have very small windows of time to finish them. Fortunately, with this exotic, that you mark them, so it'll be a little bit easier for you to chase them or know exactly where they're going. But whenever they're barely getting away, like, having to reload feels bad. So those are the times where I feel like the reload is most problematic, is cars and people running away. Not necessarily running away, but, using their mobility. And that's something that's going to happen a lot this season. If you guys have played a good amount in Season 4, I'm sure you're well aware that enemies are, constantly shockwaving away, constantly crash padding away, shockwave hammering now. So you will encounter this problem a good amount. But it is a bit more manageable, I think, this season than it is in some past seasons. And as always, when I make one of these videos about a weapon, underrated does not mean best. It just means that, like, the community perception of it is not as good as I think it should be, or I consider it should be. Like, the weapon is better than how people perceive it, I think. The OXR rifle is still what I would prefer to run in my, like, AR ranged weapon slot. But if you absolutely hate Bloom and just can't get a feel for those weapons at all, the Precision SMG is a solid choice. If you want, like, just a change of pace to try something different to freshen up the game, I don't think you're putting yourself at that much of a disadvantage by using the Precision SMG. Or, maybe you end up getting the exotic SMG from a bunker, and your AR rarity is not that great. I could see a world where, like, using the Precision SMG over, like, a green or blue rifle actually makes a good amount of sense once you have the exotic. But yeah, I think the Precision SMG is quite good. A lot of people are sleeping on it. It can freshen up the game and be something different and fun to use. And you're going to have a fun time frying people with it. It feels very satisfying to melt enemies with this weapon. But that is going to be it for this video. As always, if you guys did find this to be helpful, informative, or interesting, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you'd like to see more, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.